Good evening, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, Silverwolf, Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. I apologize, I'm actually working in the background, but I didn't want to cancel my stream, so I'm going to try and do both. So, since mostly it's watching, copying some stuff. So, but we're going to get ahead and get going. Also apologize, I'm eating my dinner. Which I didn't get a chance to eat it earlier. So, it's been a busy day. So without further ado, see if we can get over here. This is Falstaff. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I try, but it's such a tough job. Such a tough job. So I wasn't sure what we wanted to do. Do we want to mine? What do we want to do? I'm open to anything. I see we got a whole bunch of people from the corp in the station here. So we want to mine. I'm game. As you guys know, I'm pretty much game for anything. So, but... So yeah, let me know what you guys are interested in doing. I don't have any ice mining equipment up here. That's one I'm going to have to bring. I think when I bring the porpoise, I'm trying to make a list of what I need to transport with the porpoise. And I will probably bring some ice mining stuff. So we can do that from time to time, but ice mining is pretty boring. Was getting ready to go get some from Jita. Some ice or something else. I have fuel. My buddy Bigglesworth actually super blessed me the other day. So he hauled the heavy water that I bought. But in addition, he multiplied it. So this was kind of interesting. Completely uncalled for, but that's kind of the way he is. He's just a super good guy, so. Sorry about that. They finally responded. But yeah, so you're going to pick up some ice equipment in Jita. Yeah, I have some in Venolin, but... And I think I've even already got one equipped in Venolin. But that's one I need to kind of build a second set and bring it up here and all that jazz. So... But yeah, we could do regular mining. I have about 200K on Splendor if we need to put the pot, since he hasn't been having to run compression. Well, and I've got, like I said, because of Bigglesworth, I've actually got 44K here. I think we only used 6K the other night. So I've got about 44K here. So we should have enough to cover several more nights, thanks to Bigglesworth and his donation. No, we're going to have to find a way to pay him back for that. So, but yeah, so we're good fuel-wise. So we really don't need the ice. Seems there's a crack in my cup. But the ice is kind of profitable. So that's why I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to mess with that or anything. So... Well, Bigglesworth, we really appreciate it. So we'll find something, some way to bless you in return. So thank you for that. So, but yeah, so I think we really don't need the ice. So if we want to just do regular mining, we could do that. I haven't actually checked the Empire belts. I haven't checked the Empire belts in quite a long time, so to be perfectly honest. But yeah, looking at this, closest one's 15 jumps. So yeah, so that's probably not going to work. So it's way too far to go. So. All right. So yeah, so just let me know what you guys want to do. Like I said, I'm game for anything. We seem like we got a lot of people here, so if we want to, of course, those are probably all Kickins people. But if we want to, we could mine. I am always in need of minerals. No, yeah, you see, there's a lot of people here, but I think they're all Kickins people. So it's really, yeah, it kind of has a whole soccer team. So, which is good. Keeps him from having to rely on anybody else. He's got enough to get it all done himself. So Kickin, do you multi-box with all those accounts on the same computer? Because that one's kind of impressive. I do 2 accounts, and streaming, and that kind of pushes it. You saw that pic I sent you. Yeah. That was a nice rig. Yeah, that's a nice rig. Yeah, that's a really nice rig. Yeah, that's a really nice rig. So yeah, but if you can do that many accounts, that's pretty awesome. So, like I said, mine is nice. I've only got 2 monitors, but 2 widescreen. But man, that has definitely got some kind of an edge on it. What is going on there? My wife washed my glass, and now it seems like it's got a chipped edge. And I've turned it to try and get away from the chipped edge, but it's still catching my lip. Maybe she's trying to sabotage me. Surely she wouldn't do that. I don't know. I'm worth a lot more to her dead than alive. So, actually, at the moment, probably worth more to her alive from an annuity value. But once we retire here in a couple months, that will probably drastically change. But then again, 90% of the life insurance goes away when we retire as well. So yeah, so it'll probably all even out. All right, let me find it. Yeah, that's a nice setup. Very nice setup. Yeah, she'd kill me if I had that many. FBI, open up! swerTEA, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it, bud. Welcome, Raiders. Appreciate you guys joining us. We just started, so we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. So, So if you are interested in mining with us, that's one of the ones we were discussing, is possibly mining in a Mattins again. And that's on the table. So if that's something you guys are interested in, throw your comment in the chat and we'll get you out there as well. So taking a quick break, then back to join you guys in here. Well, we appreciate swerTEA. Thanks again. I appreciate it. We got Bigglesworth here too, but I think he's fallen asleep. So Jazz KH, thanks for the follow. Sassy Tez, thanks for the follow. Akira BZ, thanks for the follow. Bigglesworth is still there. He's got such a comfortable chair, that's why he's always falling asleep in it. So my sound effects are catching up with the follows. So thanks for all the follows. If you guys want to hit F5, that'll take you out of Raider status, get you set up for the drops. Sorry, I got home late tonight and also had to work. So I'm eating my dinner. So I really apologize. I hate to eat on the stream, but I'm starving. Reheated mashed potatoes, my favorite. That was sarcasm if you guys didn't catch it. But just what a growing boy needs. So. But yeah, we're probably going to do some, looks like probably going to do some mining here in the Mattins. So anybody who wants to join us is welcome. I'm also working in the background, so I apologize. My work is never done. Which is a common problem. But pays the bills. And then we were just talking about whether my wife was trying to kill me with my glass that she washed. Whether that would be profitable for her or not. That one looks like it's off. Yeah, it seems like I got a chip in my glass, which is really bugging me. I don't see a crack in it. Not finding that one. Next. Come on. Hey, what's up, Blue Gray? swerTEA is not real. You know, I thought that too, but I don't believe that anymore. Well, that defeats the purpose. Think again, Blue Gray. Yep, no face, no voice. Yeah. I think what it is he probably is just much better looking than me, and you know he doesn't want to really show that off. Have you guys start stalking him, you know, that kind of stuff. So where I am of the opinion, any attention is good attention. So yeah. Yeah. No such thing as bad press, right? Though I have had some occasions in my 50 plus years that was not true. So unforgettable. Yeah. Yeah. We had one in here one night that actually Blossom was with me, and it was one of those people that prey on the streamers and try and get you to buy their package where they make you, famous and all that stuff. And they were just going on and on about, man, you're so attractive, man, you're so, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're obviously, there's something wrong with you. Okay, so whatever you're selling, I'm not interested. I'm like, you really kind of sold yourself way too quick out of the gate. That, yeah, nobody's believing that. Sorry. No. Sorry. I have one of those faces that even a mother has trouble loving, right? So, how's it going with the new corp? Well, so far, we've got a lot of people that are in the corp, but I haven't had time to actually organize the corp. So, yeah, Silver Wolves of Freedom. So, wouldn't let me name it just Silver Wolves, which was kind of bad. So on a spur of the moment, in order to try and get the corp quickly, I just threw the of freedom on there. So yeah, T speaks in voice. He's just at work most of the time. Yeah, there you go. What's up? Hey, Kira BZ. But yeah, so the Silver Wolves of Freedom. So yeah, so we've got quite a few people that have joined. Quite a few of my viewers have joined, but I haven't had time to really get things organized. And so yeah, so that's one I'm hoping to. I'm probably not going to get it done this weekend. I'm actually going on a camping trip this weekend. So the chillest stream in New Eden. There you go. He is definitely chill. So, but yeah, so from that perspective, the corp seems to be working out well, but it really hasn't quite gotten as organized as I had hoped it had by this time. So, it's my work for some reason keeps wanting me to work. I don't know what's going on with that. And then this week's just been way too active, so I use his stream as my playlist at work. There you go. Yeah, he does. He has a very good soundtrack. I was enjoying that immensely yesterday. So, but yes, it is a 0% tax corp, so everybody's welcome. I do not believe in taking away from you your hard-earned work, and definitely don't want that to be something we do. So that'll be perfect. You're always welcome. So yep. So Monday nights we definitely always do a viewer event where we mine in high sec, and then usually since I'm usually here on Wednesday as well, that sometimes usually ties into it as well. So like I said, we're probably going to do some mining tonight. So, but yeah, you're welcome to be here. It's great if you have him here. Like I said, I have a jump clone here, and so that really works out well. But some weeks I don't even bother to jump back because the 900,000 each way gets expensive. So, but no problem. Sorry, you don't have the lurk command set up, but I know what you're trying there, so you're good. Thanks again, Akira, for the follow. Kira is my daughter's name, so I really like that name. So anyway, so let me go out here. First of all, let me actually get into a mining ship. But let me go out here. Yeah, That was actually my ex-wife's choice. Maybe the only good thing that she's ever done. But oh, you already checked him out. 9-2 is rich. 8-1 is also rich. Okay, so your choice. You tell me which one you're going to, and I'll meet you there. But yeah, my ex-wife. That was the only thing. She got. So my daughter's my eldest. She's 31 now, and she got the daughter name, and then my son was born 5 years later, and I was supposed to get the son name, but when I told her I wanted James Terrence Bond, so he could go by either James Bond or JT Bond, either which I thought would be super cool. And she said no, he'll be teased. And yeah, I should have divorced her right then. That's what I should have done. But we drug it out for another, 8 years? Yeah. So, but yeah. I just advanced a little with mining. It's a lot of skill points. Got scoops too, though. Yep. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. They start off with training up the mining because that's an easy way to try and make some of that money back that you spend on all those skills. And so, yeah, you can always sell the ore or whatever. But yeah, so Kicking, just tell me which one you're headed to, and I'll meet you there. So either one's fine with me, as long as they're both good. So, and if you already called them out. So I'm trying to do an update to one of my applications that I support at work. And even though the users were told to leave their PCs on so that I could update them after hours, they don't always listen. So, but luckily, she has the cell phone number of a couple of them, so that works. So, Caldari Prime, what's up, buddy? Good to see ya. Yeah, we got the whole kit and caboodle tonight. So, but yeah, so we're gonna be doing some mining in a matins. Let me put this here. For any of you that want to join us, you're welcome to join it. Excellent sauce. All right, so we are also headed to 9-2. So yeah, you can actually request either in the in-game channel, Late Night with Silverwolf, all one word. You can request in there. We'll get you a fleet invite, or you can just join us in a Matins Belt Planet 9 Belt 2. We've got what am I thinking of? Boost and compression. So, and that's all included for free. So, and any ore you mine is yours. So, feel free to stop by and join us. We'll be here for 2 or 3 hours. So, at least 2 more. Yeah, it's ENS. Yep. It's in Galente space. Let me know if you need me to haul some ice mining modules to you, Mr. Bond. No, I appreciate it. Thanks, bud. Yep, that's it, Blue Gray. What I did is, it's so far from my home station, I actually set up a jump clone here, and I usually jump here every Monday. So, and then I just stay here for most of the week. Jump back maybe for the weekend to do a couple things back in my home system, and then rinse and repeat. So let me get Reagan out here to make sure. Oh, yeah, I almost messed that up. He's got a full hold. That would have not worked out well at all. That would have not worked out well at all. can't talk and type at the same time, unfortunately. It ends up making a mess of everything. And since I'm here messing in production right now, I definitely don't want to do that, so. Oh, ads are getting ready to start. Alright. Alright, so we got Falstaff here. We got our boost going. See what we're going to work on here. And Kick and keep track of how much fuel you use so I can pay you back. Oop. So we want to do, let's set him up with the Scordite. Alright. Bingo bongo. Oh. Gotta wait till it cycles. Alright, compression's up. Now I got the boost. All right, excellent, excellent, excellent. Oop, let's open this hold. All right, we're in like Flint. Oh, I'm talking during the ads. What I get for paying attention. Sorry about that, everyone. All right, ads are over. So yeah, you should have kept the boss because I think that helps the boost. But I'm not positive. Actually, I think you were the one who said you actually tested that and didn't make no difference. So, but yeah, that works. I always make who's ever running the orca or the porpoise the boss, so that way they're covered in case something happens. Because if they end up disconnecting for something, then it's gonna affect all of us. But that'll help us reset it all. But either way works. All right, Kragan's over here working. Good, good, good. All staff's working. Stick with the compression so my Hulk doesn't fill up. And that thing's copying slow. Alright, switch back over here to Kragan and let's target these two and get my salvager out. All right, excellent. Thanks for the corp invite. I just got some PI set up, and tomorrow I'm going to move my industry-focused guy closer to Jita. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately, we're pretty far from Jita here, so... My main system, CMIS, is in Venelin, which is only 7 jumps from Jita, so you're always welcome to set up there as well. So that's the one I call home. But we do all our events up here since most of my viewers are more Galente. So.
The asteroid is depleted.
The asteroid is gone. Hate when that happens. Hate when that happens. Hate when that happens. All right. Reagan's still good. But yeah, Bigglesworth, thanks for the offer. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're good with ice stuff. I have a bunch back in Venelin. So that's why I'll probably just... I'll grab it. I have a porpoise there that I'm planning on bringing up here. I just got to make sure I put everything on it that I want to put on it before I bring it here. So, which pretty much guarantee that once I get it here, it'll be something that I forgot. So, as is always the nature. So, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's one I need to work on as well. You guys' overviews, I really... Between you and Chaos and Serpent Power, I mean, you guys really have those overviews set up nice. No. They are very nice. Very nice. Very impressive. The better to shoot things with. Yeah, that's what I thought. If I ever start doing PvP, which I want to start doing, I definitely need to set up some of that stuff, so... Because, yeah, nice to have all that stuff right there handy. Instead of looking all over for it. And you guys really maximize the space, which I really like. That's one I've never really been able to do well. Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I won from a Narcos the other week. I won a scythe, and so I promised him that I would do some runs in it. So That's definitely a PvP ship. So yeah, he gave me a good fitting for it. So yeah, since I promised him, I told him I'd do it on stream, so that way he could enjoy it or at least watch it on video on demand. At least give him a good laugh, right? And what was he thinking? But yeah, I won the scythe in one of his raffles. Alrighty. Ooh, that's filling up quick. There we go. But yeah, so honestly, I'm a little anxious to give it a try. So I just want to know enough so that I don't lose the scythe on the first attempt, you know? But yeah. Nice peaceful night mining. Doesn't get any better than this, right? We got 6 people in the fleet. Only 6 people in this. Oh wait, that's 6 people in the core. We got 5 people in the fleet. Only 6 people in the system. That's a pretty good deal. So, pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. The asteroid is gone. Hate when that happens. And I'm gonna do my best not to fall asleep on you guys, especially mining, because last night was a late night. I tried to go to bed early, but my wife didn't work today. So, for some reason, she took off the day after Election Day. I'm not really sure why, but so she stayed up till like 3 a.m. and kept coming in the bedroom like every 15 minutes and giving me updates whether I wanted them or not. So, I was like, I went to bed because, you know, we'll figure it out in the morning, right? But what do you do? You know, happy wife, happy life. So yeah, so didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And then of course I had to go in the office today, which is always a more exhausting day. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I got to drive in there and deal with people, you know. But I actually enjoy dealing with a lot of my coworkers, but still have to go through the rigmarole. So, but yeah.
The asteroid is depleted.
My goodness, they're dropping like flies. But yeah, for some reason, Tuesday and Wednesdays are definitely my exhausting days. Tuesday kind of makes sense with bowling because, man, last night was tiring. But I didn't go in the office yesterday. I was actually off, so I have 2 really talkative people at my job, and they just drained me. Yeah, see, I don't have that. I am probably that guy, you know? So, but I pretty much mind my own business because our company made a decree that we had to come in 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I pretty much have taken off every Tuesday for the rest of the year, pretty much, unless I'm on call and I have to be in, like over Thanksgiving. But it's kind of interesting because not everybody is following that rule. And it's pretty obvious. And so it's kind of like, okay. But, you know, to each his own, I guess. And so there's really not that many that are actually in. But it's nice to get to see people I haven't seen in a long time. So 2 times a week now. We were up to 3 times, and not everyone's on. Yeah, and that's kind of what ours is since that's what they've threatened. Is since not everybody's doing it, they're going to take it to 3 times a week. Since not everybody's doing it, and I'm like, I'm doing it, you know, or I'm taking PTO, you know. I said, but I got PTO to burn, so ours is a use it or lose it, and so I've got 6 weeks of PTO since I've been with the company so long. And so I normally try to pace myself so that I don't get into a situation. But for some reason this year I ended up in the last quarter with a whole bunch of PTO left. So yeah, so that's where I ended up taking like every Tuesday. So, which is working out because I don't have to go into work. I don't have to go in the office. Tuesdays are my bowling nights. So, you know, I had to leave early on those days anyway to get to bowling. So now I don't feel guilty for leaving early. So, not that I really ever felt guilty, you know. You've been missing a lot of work lately. Can't say I'm missing it, Bob. But yeah, so that one might be too old of a reference for you young guys. That one's from Office Space. There it is. Blue Gray got it. Yep. Can't say I'm missing it, Bob. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, exactly. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I forgot about that one. But yeah. 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 My God, there's a whole lot of money in this account. Oh, I always do that. I mess up the decimal place. What's up, Maverick? Good to see ya. Have you made your trip? I hadn't saw you for a couple days, so I thought maybe you were on the road. So, oh, nope, leaving Tuesday. Okay. Excellent, excellent. We'll be praying for a safe trip, so. But yeah. Yeah, Office Space, that's one of my best. Well, one of my favorites. Can't say I'm missing it, Bob. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot all about that one. Man, I hate when I do that. I always screw up the decimal place. Somebody's gonna notice that. Yeah, that was that's a classic one. And then one of my other favorite movies of all time is Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. If I saw myself in pants like those, I'd have to kick my own ass. I've just been busy preparing. That's what I figured. That's what I figured. So, and that makes sense. That's a long trip. Got to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. So I noticed you weren't wearing your bling. Yeah. My bling for bowling, that was last night. So yeah, I stopped actually streaming on my bowling night. So yeah, because like last night, I didn't get home till after 10 o'clock. So I have the red stapler on my desk just because of that movie. Yeah, that red stapler. Red stapler. 30 pieces. Oh, that's it. 30 pieces of flair. That's it. Yeah, we kind of need you to have your 30 pieces of flair. And that's another one. Jennifer Aniston's one of my all-time favorites. So the fact that she's in that one just makes it even better. So I'm a huge Friends fan. So yeah, it could be I'm away from home for more than a month or two. Yep. Yeah, so like you said, you got to make sure you got everything taken care of. So, yep. Nope, always good to be prepared. $30 pieces of flair. I forgot about that one, too. I need to watch that movie again. I really do. That's such an awesome movie. Way before its time. What's up, Wolf the Medic? I love the name. Love the name. Welcome to the stream. $30 pieces of flair. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that one again. Maybe I'll watch that tomorrow. Since I'm working from home, I can put it on in the background. Problem is, I'll probably have some conference call and start cracking up, so I'm doing my rounds to another EVE-Online streamer and new to the game. Oh, excellent. Well, welcome. I have been playing EVE off and on for 21 years. So, this character here, I like to brag about this, and I apologize, but this character here was born. So, Eve went live Memorial Day weekend 2003. And this guy was born end of September 2003. So he's only a few months younger than Eve itself. So now I haven't played that whole time because CCP had done a few things that irritate me and caused me to go elsewhere for a while. But I've always come back. So because it is still one of the best games out there. So but yeah, if you have any questions, feel free. I have in there Ask Me Anything. And that kind of goes without saying. It doesn't even have to be Eve related. One night we were talking about vasectomies. So yeah. Everything is fair game. So though we probably don't want to have that conversation again. Unless you're interested. But that actor later starred in Loudermilk. Awesome show about addiction. Funny. I never even heard of that one. I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Blue Gray. I'm really starting to enjoy it, but I feel like the content is really difficult to wrap my head around understanding. It's not. A lot of it is you just have to, in the beginning, you really need to focus on something. So if you try to learn everything at once, it does get very confusing. And that's where kind of these air missions come in. So this air career program, which is this, you guys probably can't see it over here, but it's the on the left-hand menu, which from my camera perspective, I see that's putting it on the right. So on the left-hand menu, the second button down. So the first one is your character, the second one's going to be your skills, and then the third one is your air career program. And so if you go into that and kind of follow some of those, they'll walk you kind of through it. They got videos. Really good. They didn't have that when I started. And that's really, really made a big difference. So, but yeah, it'll bring you into this. And you also get skill points for completing all these different things, which is pretty awesome. So, And so, yeah, that'll help you kind of get to the next level, to do the next things and stuff. But yeah, the nice thing about Eve is it's got so many things that it's easy to find something you like. And I'm a dilettante, so I get bored with stuff pretty quick. And so Eve's got enough things that when I get bored with mining or bored with building ships or bored with this, I can go do something else until my boredom clears. So it's kind of nice that way. So as a new player, I've done the career agents, yep, for Enforcer and Friender, and I have done the SOP Epic. So yeah, so you're already well ahead. So yeah, yep, the SOE is actually a pretty good one for when you need to restore your status with a faction. But it does give you a lot of experience doing different things. So what should I do now? I want to get better at fitting ships and understanding how to appropriately react to different fights. So one of the thing is what you're doing. So I'm not a PvPer. That's the one thing I don't really do in Eve. I'm hoping to learn PvP here soon, but that's never really been my thing. But we got a lot of streamers. There's Serpent Power. There's Bigglesworth, who's in the stream right now. Those guys are really good PvPers, and they do some group PvP stuff that you can watch. That'll give you a lot of tips on what to do in those things. The fitting one, I'd love to help you there, but the fitting one is the one thing that I still hate in Eve after all these years. There were so many choices that it gets very confusing. It gives me a headache. But one of the nice things is you can go, there's actually, when you're looking at fitting stuff, you can actually go into this wrench here. If you go to that one, there's a community one. So this is personal fittings, this is corporation fittings, and then this is community fittings. If you make sure that one's checked, you can find fittings for just about most of the basic ships. When you get into tier 2 stuff, sometimes they're a little tough. But you can also ask here in the stream or any of the streams, and they'll give you fittings for stuff. And so everybody is much better at fittings than I am. So what I do is I usually take fittings from other places. But yes, like Marverick said, there's also websites that can help you with the fittings as well. I think there's one called Eve Fit, and but yes, the PvE is kind of the first one. Once you get really good at PvE, then you can kind of move on to the PvP, because that's really the next step. Because that's where it gets a lot more challenging. So beat the AI and then go after the humans. But yeah, and that's what, like I said, Serpent Power is a really good one. I definitely recommend him. Bigglesworth, who's in here, he might have fallen asleep, but Bigglesworth is another good one. Chaos 1298 is another one. Those guys are all PvPers, and so if you watch their streams, you'll get a lot of tips on PvP stuff. And so, like I said, that's the one thing you probably won't learn from me. There's another one called Anarchos. He's really good. He also has really good raffles. And so he gives away a lot of ships, a lot of money. And so you go in his and have fun, you know, get a couple ships, make some money, and learn something at the same time. So, and yeah, you can just check them out. I can actually here. Let me put them in here. So, what are the avenues of content? I see abyssals. Yep. So I haven't done any abyssals, but I've been told they're actually, it's kind of a fun ratting, and so that's one I'm actually looking forward to doing. They do require special fits, but then again, you know, almost any of the missions doing. So I run level 4 missions. So what you can do is you can run the missions with an agent. So you start with a level 1 agent. You run them with that until you get your status up with their corporation, and you can actually use this agent finder here. So let me go back to home in this. So the agency, sorry, I know you guys can't see that. So the fourth one down is called the agency, and in that, at the top one is called agents and missions, and the last one on that one is called agent finder. And so what I had is I hadn't done enough distribution missions, so I said, hey, show me the distribution missions, highest level available within 5 jumps. And they gave me the ones, and I went and did, 10, 15 distribution missions and banged that out for my air goal and got a bunch of skill points. And so you can do the same thing with security. And so I usually don't say within 5 jumps. I just say any distance. And that'll tell you all the ones that are here. So I have level 4 missions, but when you're starting out, you'll probably only have like level 1, level 2s. But the higher the mission, the higher your increase in status. And so you do several missions with them. That'll raise your status. Then you check back here. You might get a level 3. So then you go do the level 3s. Eventually you get the level 4s. These are the ones you really make good money on. So yeah, once you get to the level 4, you make good money on. And the security ones especially, you make good money from the bounties on the pirates that you kill. So you'll get money from that. And then you'll also get money for the missions. And then if you start salvaging, you can actually make money off of selling the salvage. So, hey Blitz, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Get a shout out to Blitz. What's up, buddy? Did you have a good stream? Welcome, Raiders. You can hit F5 to refresh so you can get in there. Give Blitz a follow. He's another good streamer. But yeah, you want to try and raise that up to try and get up to those level 4 missions because that's where you make the money. And so, how come level 2 missions get really poor? Yes. And so that's what it is. They give those so that they kind of taunt you or tempt you into kind of keep going up to get the higher level rewards. So, sorry, I'm sitting here talking and not paying attention. My ship's filling up. But yeah, so that's what they do is to try and get you to do the higher ones. And the higher ones also give higher security bonuses. So you want to keep progressing up. And so, oops, sorry. Ads are on. Dad meter maid. Yeah, there you go. Low energy chill stream. Excellent, Blitz. That's kind of my middle name. Once the ads are done, I'll explain a little bit more, but give me a chance to catch up here with my miners. Condensed. Raid and run. Not a problem, Blitz. I appreciate it. Thanks again for the raid. Really appreciate it. Have a good night's sleep. All right. Yeah, see, it's weird. It still shows like it's got 5 seconds, but that's all right. If you say you're back, you're back. So yeah, well, sorry about that. The when I got monetized, it was in the fine print that I have to run ads, which I didn't think was the case. And so yeah, one of those trick questions. So I got to get to the partner level so that I can turn off the ads. But anyway, so yeah. So yeah, the level 2s, they want you to keep doing that and running them. So that's why they don't really give that much reward. Now, like I said, most of the ones I do, you can reject a mission from your agent once every 4 hours without taking a status hit. And so if I get one, so one of my alts, I've got 4 or 5 different alts. One of my alts is doing one for Ladai Corporation to try and get my status raised with them. And they give a lot of Galente, kill the Galente guys. Well, I don't want to lose my rating with the Galente. So that's why I've tried not to do those. And so I'll skip those by declining it as long as it hasn't been 4 hours, and that way I don't take a status hit, and then they'll give me another one and go on. If I get 2 in a row that are Galente, then I'm kind of stuck and I go do something else for 4 hours until. But yeah, So that's another feature that didn't get really well explained in the beginning to me. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you. But yeah, you want to do as many of those as you can to get up to those level 4s, because the level 4s are the ones that are really profitable. And so, and like I said, when you're doing them, and they're also for pirates, so I'm one of the pirate factions, that's really profitable because you also get the bounties from the pirates. So you're getting it from the mission as well as from the bounties for the pirates. So good thing to bring up now. What are the benefits to all characters? So alt characters, one, and actually I'll let some of my viewers answer some of that, but one that I use them for is to be able, in the old days, you couldn't get data cores. So data cores are an item that is used for inventing tier 2 blueprints. And so you're allowed with skills, if you train your skills to the maximum, you can get 6 research agents, which will provide you over time with data cores. They give you so many points per day. Once you get, I think, 100 points, you can, it might be 1,000. Once you get the requisite points, you can cash those in for 1 data core. Well, it takes a lot of data cores to kind of do the invention. And so that's one of the reasons I originally had my alts, was to try and farm those data cores. The problem is the research agents are the same as the regular agents. So, you might get 5 points per day from a level 1 research agent, but you'll get, maybe 80 points per day from a level 4 research agent. But you got to do a lot of missions to get to those level 4. So now what they've done is, because a lot of people got frustrated with the data core farming, is what they called it. They actually made it so that when you go to data sites, you'll get data cores. But unfortunately, that requires scanning things down, hacking the data site. That requires other skills. And you don't quite get as many as you can. And so that was one that I used my alts for. Another one is people will use them to have an alt in a mining hub, or in a market hub. So if I need to know what the price of something is when I'm away from JITA, I can have an alt in JITA that would look it up. So like Kickin said, look up prices easily. Switch over to my alt, check the price, switch back. There are websites that you can do that with now as well. So that's not as useful. You can use them just to do different things, fly different ships, specialize in different ships. But yeah, the other one is I'm multi-boxing here. So this is my main, and then I have another one here. Let me switch over to him. This is my second account, which really doesn't look much different, since they're both mining at the moment. But yeah, so I'm multi-boxing, so that's another reason to have alts. But in that case, you actually need 2 different accounts, and I can run these at the same time. So when we do fleet operations or whatever, I have 2 pilots instead of just 1. Makes it a little harder because I got to keep track of 2 guys, but for mining, it's not a big deal. But if you're doing PvP or something like that, it can get a little tricky. I would recommend not taking any of the missions that require battling any of the 4 main factions. Yes. So to Marverick's point, is this, your status, especially in early game, is very difficult to fix. And I think that's where the Sisters of Eve arc came from, is because that's what it does, is it fixes your status with 1 faction. And it was actually created in order to be able to do that because people got into that situation. So, but when you want to pay attention to when you take a mission, and I don't think I'm not in a station now, so I don't have one here. When you take a mission, it shows you up in one of the sections there who you're going to be fighting, which faction. And so it's usually a small icon, but if you click on it, it'll open it up and it'll give you some information. And so I try to always make sure that's a pirate faction, so that I'm not pissing off anybody but the bad guys. And so sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes some of the missions don't give you that information. And then when you get out there, you find out that you're fighting, another faction. But But yeah, in most cases you can kind of recover if you're not doing too many of them. So, but yeah, as Marverick said, that's definitely a good point, is to try and stay away from that, because in the beginning, especially, getting your status up is the most difficult. So, aren't the 4 main factions already dodgy? They are, but as a independent contractor, so to speak, you can actually get a good status with all 4. And so, for instance, let me see if I can find the status here stuff. Home station, interactions, there it is. So here's Falstaff. So this is my main. Wait, no, we're on all my main. Let me switch back to him. Sorry. So here's Falstaff. So you can see he's good with Caldari. He's good, not real good with Minobatar. Okay. Real good with Amar. So these are ones I've worked at quite a bit. But right now, Galente is lower. And so, but then you've also got some of the others. Concord, Jove. I'm out of, and then you actually get down here, you'll get into the actual corporations, which you have statuses with those as well. And your status with the faction will affect your corporation status. So yeah, so that's where those kind of get into. But you want to try and keep these 4 main ones in the positive if you can. And so it's not that hard, but it does require you to try and, pick and choose the missions you're doing. Because, like I said, if you're doing something for Caldari State, which is where I do most of mine, my main agent that I do is a level 4 Caldari Navy agent, and yeah, they're constantly giving me ones that are for Galente, against Galente, and so you got to be careful with those just to make sure And that's probably why my status is lower with Galente at the moment. So, because I've been doing a lot of those. But that's where I make the money. So, and corps are guilds or something else. So, corps are, it's kind of like a guild that you would call in other games. But they're NPC corps, and then there are player corps. NPC corps you can get agents for. And so you can do missions for them, and you can get a status with them, and then you get higher agents with them. That's where all agents belong to a corp, and that corp belongs to a faction. And so when you raise the faction standing, your security status with the faction, that'll also raise your status in a smaller way with all the corporations that are part of that faction. Now, you do have some corporations that span multiple factions, and that gets a little more difficult. But when you do missions for a specific corp, that's what's going to go up the highest, is that corp standing. And then the faction standing for that corp will also be affected. So, for instance, let me see if I can find one here. So, yeah, so when I killed earlier, I killed some rats here in this belt that we're doing. And so it shows me that my Serpentis, which is a pirate faction, went down. But it shows you in here, 0 other standings are affected. So only Serpentis went down because I shot them. And so, that made him angry with me. It went down by 0.01 because I've shot a lot of them. So, which is kind of funny because it says I have a 1 status with them, which I don't know how that happened. But yeah, from that perspective, it went down by 0.002. So yeah, so not that big of a deal. But you'll see some others when you're in here. Trying to see the last. I haven't done a mission in several days, but trying to see if I can find one where I did a mission. Because when you do a mission, it'll actually show you that it's affecting multiple statuses, and so you got to actually go in there to see what else it affected. Yeah, so here's one. It shows, so I did a mission for this Parokan Yasa, and it increased my standing with that specific agent, but it also increased 1 other standing. So if I go here, so you got a standing with the agent, which is what this is, and then if I scroll here, it'll show me the other standing that it affected, which looks like it was this one. And it probably because the mission had me killing Serpentis, so that's why that one went down. So So yeah, so that's where those kind of get in. So when you actually do like a storyline mission or something along those lines, they will affect a broad range of corporations and or factions. And so those are really good ones to do. You get them. I read it the other day, and I apologize because I may not have it perfect, but I think every time for every 15 or 16 missions you do, you'll get offered a storyline mission. And so yeah, so what I normally do is I just do my missions regularly, and then when the storyline one comes up, I try to get it taken care of so that I can benefit from that. Because those are ones that really affect your status in a positive way. And so how do you know which factions are pirates? Okay, so yes and no. So out here, let me go out here again. That's the one thing I don't like. It doesn't actually scroll back to the top, but so yes, so I actually have, if you want, you can also look in my thing, but here in my bio, it lists what they are, and there's a couple websites that'll also go into it. But here's all the different, and actually this is really old, but still correct. So Garistas, Serpentis, Blood Raider, and Sasha's Nation Angel Cartel are pirates, and this is the damage that they do. So when you're there are modules that will what we call harden or tank either your armor or your shields against these specific damage types. That'll allow you to last a lot longer. And so Ghost Rainfall, thanks for the follow. But yeah, in those cases, it's good to know those ones and which damage they do. So my home system is a Garistas system. This system we're in now is a Serpentis system. So you can see they do a little bit different. Garistas kinetic is their primary. Thermal is a secondary, where the Serpentis is the exact opposite. So as long as I'm tanked for those, either if it's a ship that does shield tanking, then I want my shields to be tanked for that. And if it's a ship that does armor tanking, then I want my armor to be tanked for that. And so Eve Industry, nice and laid back. Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely... There you go. Eve Industry is another good one that shows you all that stuff. So thank you for that, Ghost Rainfall. But yeah, Eve Industry is another good one, another good website that you can go to. Let me see if I should be able to put that in here. Let me find it first. Make sure I got it right. Yes, I figured as much. Yeah, that's one that's doing a blueprint calculator, so... Well, I mean the gameplay, not a website. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, there's a website that I was thinking of that tells you all that stuff, too. So if you do a search, a Google search, you'll find it when you look for things. Oh, we got some rats. Hold on. Let me get rid of this rat before we get killed. Too busy talking. Yeah, my cargo filled up and rat came along and... But yeah, from that perspective, there's quite a few that are doing it. So Ghost Rainfall, thanks for the subscription. Really appreciate it. So yeah, so from that perspective, there's a lot of websites that'll help with that kind of stuff. There is an Eve Industry website, but you're right. That one's just doing some kind of blueprint calculation. So hype train is going. So Wolf the Medic, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Prime subscriptions are awesome. So something that you get for free from Prime, which is always nice. So I never get anything for free from Prime except for Twitch subscriptions. So. But yeah, there are also missions to fight drones. Yep, those are good ones to take. Because the drone ones, they don't affect any factions. I saw something else you said up there, Marvick. There are also benefits to keeping your standings high for the 4 factions. If your standings get really bad, yes, yes. So if your standings get really bad, for instance, if you take a lot of, like I'm Caldari, if I take a lot of missions with the Caldari Navy that attack the Galente, eventually my status will get so low that if I enter Galente space, they will fire on me. And that usually takes it has to be pretty low. But that's something you always have to keep in mind. So that's kind of where I think, like I said, that Sister of Eve arc came in. Because what you can do is you can do that Sisters of Eve arc and then say, hey, I want to, that very last step, you say, I want to do Galente, and that'll raise your status significantly with Galente to get you out of that kind of situation. So, and that's what a lot of people do. If you just watch the missions, you know, like I said, with Caldari Navy, with Galente, the Galente is a Federation Navy. With those ones, if you just watch the missions, most of them are against pirates, and so you're not too bad. So I was just looking at agent missions and trying to see where it shows what standing the mission will affect. So yeah, it won't show you that on the mission. All right, thanks, Ghost Rainfall. Yeah, it won't show you that in the mission. It shows you after the mission. So all these messages I have here are all ones that I got when I completed the mission. So yeah, you only get that from there. You're always going to get an increase with your agent if you complete the mission successfully. And then you'll get an increase usually with their corporation that the agent is for. And then in some cases, you'll get an increase with the faction that corporation belongs to. So, and as you continue to build them up, you do so many with one agent, it'll actually build it up to a point where, you know, you'll get maxed out, and then you need to move on to the higher level agent, that kind of stuff. So, you can see on the agents, and here, let me see if I can look on this station. If I look here on the station, show info. Yeah, it's not going to show me. You can't see agents unless you're actually docked, which is kind of a weird one. You can here, so let's do this. If I go here, this is showing agents, so this is security. Here's a security 4. You can do a show info on this one. And so in the agent info, it'll tell you, so this is the corporation they belong to, and that's where they're actually at, what level they are, tells you what missions they'll give you for, you know. And then here's your standings, which will tell you what you currently are at for them. So here's the agent's name. This is the corporation that they belong to, which is an NPC corp, and then that corp is part of the Caldari state. So, well, if you complete the mission, it won't negatively affect you for that agent, that corporation, or that faction, okay? The only way it'll negatively affect you is if you're fighting against another faction. And so, and like I said, I don't have a mission with any of these guys to be able to show you that, but there is a section on the mission that gives you a little icon for who you're going to be fighting. And so that's what I check, is to say, okay, if it says Galente, since I'm Caldari Navy, most of the ones I do are Caldari Navy, they will, it'll show you that, and then that's when I kind of decline it. So, that was weird. I don't know what. But yeah, but that's one where you just got to kind of check them when you do it. And it's once we dock, I'll show you, because it's a lot easier to show you than it is to try and explain it, unfortunately. No way of knowing the mission will not. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this one mission I'm looking at just says UDI reinforcement, so that's not any of the 4 main factions, right? Well, so the agent that you're doing it for is going to belong to a corporation, and that corporation is going to belong to a faction. But like I said, for them, if you complete it successfully, that's just going to be positive. What you have to look for is in the mission description, it's going to say on there who you're fighting against. So some of them will be drones, which that doesn't affect you in any way. That's not a problem. Those are always safe. But all the others, if you're actually fighting against another faction, it'll show you the icon for that faction. And so, like I said, I don't have one here that I can do since we're in space. And it won't let me bring up an agent while I'm out of space.
Depleted.
Actually, hold on a second. Maybe it will. Yes, it will. Hold on a second. All right, so if you go here to opportunities, which is the 5th one down on the left-hand menu. Sorry. And so here I am. When I click on like this Sisters of Eve, let me find another one here. This is actually a storyline one, so I don't think that one's going to be anything, but it's showing you here. This is effective standing. I got to bring this, so I'm not fighting anybody on this one, so that's not going to do anything. But let me see if I can go back to another one here. Well, that's the only one. So this is an expert mission. Let me see. Start conversation. He's going to say I got to come to him or he won't do it. Yep. So, yeah. So some of them, they'll show you in this and that arc one. Sorry. In here. Sometimes it'll show you in there. I can't get back to it. There we go. Sometimes it'll show you in there. So this one's showing me, since it's already been offered, it's showing me the details. This is a storyline, so it's not telling me I'm not shooting anything. So it's just delivering some stuff. And so in this case, it's not showing us. But in here, normally there will be something in here, down here, when it's talking off what you got to do. It'll show the faction that you're going to be fighting against. And so you want to make sure with that one. All right, so here's current ships. So this one actually says swerTEA. So swerTEA have been upping narcotics. So swerTEA is a pirate faction. So this one would be a perfect one to kind of mess with. Unfortunately, the ship that I'm using, it says it doesn't meet the requirements. So it has a specific list of ships that it will allow. But yeah, so this one actually has it in the words. There's usually some place in here, like I said, where it shows, and these are all ones, enforcer ones, so I think they're all going to be pirates. But yeah, there's usually somewhere in there when I look at it in the other one. When I'm in the station, it actually gives an icon for which faction you're going to be fighting. So, and so yeah, so that one, I apologize because it's really hard to explain, but really easy to show if I had one. And mostly, like I said, the only time you got to worry about the negative is really with the security missions. With the distribution missions or the mining missions or any of those, you're not fighting anyone. So you're not going to have a possible negative. But with the security missions, so you're taking a mission for the Caldari, and they're telling you to kill Galente. So you're going to get positive status for Caldari by completing the mission. But because you blew up Galente's ships, you're going to get negative for Galente for blowing up their ships. And so that's where you got to be careful, because it could get you in a bad status. And so you want to be flying through Galente space and have them start blowing you up. That's never fun. So sorry, my other miner here completely didn't have anything to mine. All his asteroids are gone. Alright, he's back in business. Actually, let me go ahead and salvage this one while we're thinking about it. Yeah, so once I get back into the station here, I'll try to show you one there. I don't know if I have a security one in this station or not, but I can definitely, if I can switch to one of my alts, I'll be able to show you one. And then it'll probably make a little bit more sense. But yeah, it's kind of hidden. But it's a little... And it's like I said, it's only the security missions where you got to worry about this. But like I said, the security missions are the ones where you make the most money. Because you also get it from the bounties as well as from the mission payout. And so... So they're pretty much, like I said, I did those distro ones to be able to complete that section of my air goals. But the reason I had to do it that way was because I hadn't done very many distro missions in the past. So, oh, ads are gonna start again. God, have I been talking that long? So yeah, I think I can actually log on one of my alts, and that'll because I know I have an agent there that'll show it. Of course, knowing my luck, the mission that I'll get this time probably won't have one, but at least I'll be able to show you where it's at. So, but yeah, it's only the security missions that you got to worry about. So, apple pie time. We are on dessert watching a British baking show. Oh man. See, all that ever does is make me hungry. Actually, my weakness is pumpkin pie. So, oops. Oops. Yeah, my weakness is pumpkin pie. I have never been able to resist a pumpkin pie, ever. Great British Bake Off. Yep. Yep, that sounds correct. All right. I like a little bit of pumpkin pie with my whipped cream. There you go. Yep, there you go. Yeah. I resemble that remark, Bigglesworth. Always got to be Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Family Guy. He can't. The baby Stewie can't pronounce Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Why are you saying it like that? Why am I saying what? Cool Whip. I call it Whole Quip. Should I even bother to loot the ships I destroy after mission level 2 missions? You know, it doesn't hurt. Because one thing you can do is you can actually reprocess the things you get from it, and it'll give you minerals, which is nice. Now, there's skills associated with that. So in the beginning, you won't get that many minerals, and it'll probably end up wasting more. But you can train the skills up that'll get your reprocessing up so you can actually get the most from them. But a lot of the things, especially the neutralizers, the energy neutralizers, those give really good minerals. And so from that perspective, I use those to reprocess a lot and get a lot of my rarer minerals from that. But the other thing is I would also recommend you training up some salvage stuff and salvaging the ships, because the salvage on the ships is also can be very lucrative way to make some money as well. So, and so that's also kind of a nice thing too, because that's another thing you can do that kind of breaks up the monotony of just doing mission after mission after mission after mission. So, oops, sorry, talking during the ads. So, actually, Wolf, yeah, you subscribe so you can hear me. So yeah, so thanks for the subscription again. I appreciate that. But yeah, so in those cases, you know, the salvaging also helps break up the monotony of just doing mission after mission after mission, because the mission thing can become a real grind after a while, especially to get to a level 4 mission, a level 4 agent. And so it's nice to be able to do ice salvage in between. So after I kill a whole bunch of ships, I'll go out and salvage them, pick up the loot, and then I can sell the salvage, or in my case, I use it to build rigs. And then in the case of the loot from the ships, you can actually reprocess it and get some minerals. So
The asteroid is depleted.
all right, so we're actually flying through these. Yeah, salvaging is a very good skill to work on. Yes. Because, yeah, the way the salvaging skill works is anybody can salvage. But when you, as your salvaging skill gets higher, you salvage quicker, which you don't want it to be a real time sink. So there is not. So when you get into the salvaging, so what I have is I actually have a specific ship that I have set up to do my salvaging, and that one has tractor beams on it, so that the tractor beams I can use to pull the ships in, so that I don't have to fly to them all, and that makes things a lot easier. So there is a specific ship that that CCP, the makers of Eve, came up with not that long ago, called a Noctis, which is a specific salvaging ship. That one I've started using on Falstaff, my main, but but with my other one, my other alts are still using the old style, which is just a destroyer that you should be able to fly, which is Catalyst. Catalyst, most destroyers have 7 slots, so I put five salvagers on and 2 tractor beams, and then that makes salvaging a lot easier rather than having to fly to every single ship. So you can pull them into you and get them close enough that then you can take the loot and salvage them without really having to move. With the tier 1 salvager, tier 1 tractor beam, they have to be within 20 kilometers for you to be able to pull them in. Once you get to a tier 2 tractor beam, which takes a lot more skill training, that one will allow you to, I think, do out to either 70 or 80 kilometers, which is a game changer, because that really makes it a lot easier. And that's what I have on my Noctis. So the Noctis is a specific ship created for salvaging, and so that's where that kind of comes in handy. Where the Catalyst is really just a fitting that I have for the destroyer that does salvaging. So, but it's a real cheap setup. The Catalyst is one that the gankers use all the time, so that's the only problem with it, is when I fly into systems to do some salvaging with it, people think I'm getting ready to jump them, which is never the case. So but yeah, it is a very detailed game, but that's where I said it's kind of nice to be able to not normally. So if you stay in high sec, in most cases you'll be fine. There are a couple player corps that will target you in high sec, but they call it suicide ganking, and in those cases Concord is going to come as soon as they attack you, and so they're most likely going to get killed. They're just going to try to kill you just to say they killed you, and but they're going to end up losing on it. So it doesn't happen as often as you think. And once you find systems where that happens on a regular basis, you just avoid those. So systems like Udema, I'll type it in here because it's easier, because I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Udama, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, that's one that's a typical, and the system next to it is Civila. Those are high sec systems. They're 05 systems. I think Udema is a 05, Civila is a 06. But those are systems where some player corps routinely hang out and jump players, knowing that they're going to get killed, but they jump them anyway. And so in those cases, you just avoid those kind of systems when you figure it out. There's a few others in different parts of the space, and that's just a matter of trying to learn it. If you look out on Twitch, most of the ones that are that way will have a dedicated what do they call it, gate watcher. And so those numbers that I was just saying, I don't know what 05, 06. Oh, so that's a security status for the system. So like we're in a Matins right now. A Matins is a security level 06 system. So anything above 5, so 05 through 10, So 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10. Those are considered high sec. Anything below 05, 04, 03, 02, 01, and then you also get into the negatives like negative 10. Those are considered low sec or null sec. The negative 10 is considered null sec. Wormhole space and that stuff is considered like null sec. It doesn't have a security status, so it's pretty much lawless. But what that describes is the level that the police will respond in those systems. So the higher the number, the higher the positive number, the quicker they'll respond. So, for instance, JITA is a 1.0 system. It's a trade hub. So when somebody in there decides to shoot somebody, Concord is there, 5 seconds flat and blowing everybody up. Okay? And so in those cases, that's really suicide ganking. When you get down into 05s and 06s, Concord doesn't respond as fast. So it might be 30 seconds, it might be a minute. And so that's where those player corporations that like to do the ganking, they'll target those kind of systems because they have the police respond, in a slower time frame. So I'm not going to rob the bank that's right in, downtown Central City. I'm going to rob the bank that's out in the middle of the country because the police respond slower, type of deal. And so yeah, that's where those kind of come in. So that's the security status of the system. So I have the system covered up here so you can't see it here, but it shows up in the top left-hand corner of your screen. So any system you're in will tell you what the status is. And the colors mean something. So 05 is yellow. 06 is green. I think once you get into 10, I think it's blue. And so I don't remember what the others are, but we could probably figure it out here. Yeah, let me see if I can find them. I don't know if you've actually seen the universe map. The universe map is kind of cool. So let me bring it up here in a second. Once I get my miners lined back up again. But yeah, the universe map when you're in here, let me compress this. Yep, there you go. Alright, yeah, so the universe map, when you get out here, you can actually do it from a perspective. So this, when you click on the system name, it brings this stuff up. So 07 is kind of a turquoise, 09 is blue. I think 10 is blue as well, so... And then, yeah, so these are all high sec systems. Those are all above 04. And then once you get into below the 05, 04, 03, 02, those are considered low sec systems. They're pretty lawless. The police will not respond to those systems. But they're not as lawless as wormhole space or anything like that. So if you go out here to the universe map, this is where you can kind of see, so it centers on where you are right now. And so here's where you can kind of see. So like here, Morel is an 03 system. You can see that's red. That's considered low sec. So that would definitely be a lawless space, where all the rest of these here would be considered lawful. Bear Eye, the police would respond much quicker than they will in, say, a Matins where we are now. It's an 06. So the closer to 1 it is, the quicker they respond. And so, but yeah, that's how that security status works. And so yeah, so all of these, as you can see here, when you hover over them, there's an 02, there's an 04. So these are all low sec. And then you'll also get into what they call null sec. That's a whole different thing. And so, yeah, those numbers are security ratings, the system you're in. Yep. So yeah, it really just kind of describes how lawful or lawless it is. So anything above 04 is police will respond. They'll just respond, faster the closer it is to 1, and slower the closer it is to 05. So And they do it color-coded wise, so you can see here the O7s are a turquoise, so that's considered a pretty safe system. O6s aren't bad, that's where we're at right now. O5s are usually on the cusp of low sec. And so yeah, so those ones kind of you're getting a little closer, but even then, it's still a place that the police will respond. So Concord is the police. That's another faction that you will most likely always be positive towards, because because unless you decide to do a lawless career, which you can, but yeah, more than likely you'll probably be positive to them. There are people that play as pirates, and they always have a negative status to Concord. But that pretty much means you're going to get shot anywhere that's in high sec. So that's definitely what's the word? More difficult way of playing Eve if you want to play as a pirate, because that really limits where you can go and what you can do. And there aren't a whole lot of trade hubs in the pirate areas of the map, so that makes it a little more difficult to try and get new ships or get new modules or things of that nature when you need them. So, because if you're always at odds with Concord, you can't pretty much fly anywhere in high sec. So sorry, we're throwing a lot of information at you, Wolf. It is a pretty sophisticated game, but it does get easier as time goes by. So. But that's where it's kind of nice, is to focus on one thing, like the mission running or something like that, in order to, kind of learn different things about different things. Because the other thing that's confusing is the skills. There's a skill for everything. And so, and in order to try and, take advantage of something or a different ship or any of that, there's always a skill for that. And so, YouTube videos, I feel like I keep finding the same videos repeated. Yeah. No, and that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm here. Normally, I'm here 4 nights a week now. I used to stream 5 nights a week. Now I only stream 4 nights a week. I'm actually I didn't tell these guys yet, but I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow because I'm headed out of town for a camping trip. But yeah, normally Sunday night, Monday night. I take Tuesdays off because I bowl, and then Wednesday night, Thursday night. And so at this time, and so yeah, you're always welcome to come in and ask. But the streamers as a whole for Eve are usually very, very, very forthcoming if you have questions. And like all the ones I mentioned are real good about that. Bigglesworth, swerTEA, Serpent Power, all of them. So Sad Trombone, yeah. Anarchos is a lot of fun. Chaos 1298. Those ones are really good. So and like I said, you'll also learn some PvP from them. I usually watch them. I'm not a big PvP guy, but I watch them just because it's enjoyable, it's entertaining, and so from that perspective, it's really nice. But it also is quite a learning experience as well. So. But yeah, from those perspectives, most of them, all the ones I've dealt with, were more than happy to answer questions. So, and you're probably right. I don't know that a whole lot of people are making Eve YouTube videos anymore, unless it's from a stream. So all of mine are sent to YouTube after the stream is over. I edit it and send it to YouTube, and so those are out there. But it's not interactive at that point. So, and they do lose their ships in PvP, yes, and that's one of the things, is that they're a lot more what's the word? They're a lot more casual about losing their ships than I am. So, because in PvP, it could go either way. So. And so in those cases, they lose a lot of ships, but they're okay with it, because that's part of the game. Sometimes they make 80 million, and sometimes they lose 80 million. So with the key is to try not to always lose the 80 million. So, Roman, what's up, buddy? Yeah, you only want to fly what you can afford to lose. Yep, and that's a good rule of thumb as well, Wolf. Is to only fly what you can afford to lose. It's very easy to lose, and even in a PvP situation, or excuse me, a PvE situation. So you want to make sure you only fly what you can afford to replace. And so, insurance is that's one that different people will probably give you different opinions on that. I believe the insurance is pretty much a scam. I don't believe in the insurance. It can sometimes pay off if you know you're going to die. But, knowing you're going to die doesn't always work out that way. Yes, and also make sure, like swerTEA said, make sure you have the replacement ahead of time. So, because if you got to run around to replace it, then, that takes forever. So, yeah, and so, Marverick says not a big insurance guy, so they seem like pretty basic fits. So why is it that I can't copy the fit exactly? So, yeah, you can. So what you can do is you can actually save the fits when you're out here. You can save the fits into your personal fits. This personal fittings. Say save as. So like this fitting I can save as. It'll allow you to see this one, but yeah, it doesn't allow you to apply it to a current ship, which is kind of a pain. But it does give you the fitting so that you can actually at that point. The other one that's a key one is the simulate fit. That'll allow you to kind of mess around, see what works, that kind of stuff, which is really nice. And then you can also save the simulated fit. So that way if you find one that you like, but you don't necessarily have the components for it right now, you don't have to have them for the simulated one. You can save it, and then you'll know what to buy when next time you go to a trade hub or something along those lines. So, all right, yeah, we're running out of asteroids, guys. What time is it? Oh, it's only 11. Yeah, we might have to find another belt. So you may need to increase your power, CPU, and battery skill capacitor. Yes. So all the modules, your guns, everything tied to 3 different items. Your power, your CPU are what they take to actually put on the ship. And then your capacitor is the power that is the, I guess, energy you have in your ship to actually process things. So while you're running stuff, it uses up your capacitor. And so that's one of the ones here when you look at this one. Here's your power and your CPU. Well, that's the power and the CPU. I had them backwards. But then here's your capacitor, and it says here, if I run every single item that I have on here, my capacitor will be depleted in 40 seconds. So as it is, I'm usually just running these. I'm not running these all the time. So you got to kind of factor some of that stuff in. And so those are little things that you always got to keep in mind. So Caviar, what's up, buddy? Given you selected the save fitting you want. Yep. So there is a button in the lower left, fit to ship, as long as you have the ship boarded. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I'll have to try that one. In the lower left. This one here. Import, export. Roman, thanks for the follow. It's in the engineering section of your skills. So, yeah, right. I heard about it. Yes, in the engineering section of your skills is where you're going to have your power, your CPU, and your capacitor skills. And so those are ones that you're going to want to try and train up earlier rather than later. Because in order to use the best fittings, you're going to need the highest skills with those. So sounds like obstinate slow clock you cannot fix. So, yeah. As an odd time zone to be 17 minutes behind everyone else. So yeah, it's 11:19 here. Sorry, I rounded it to the closest hour. So Yeah, I apologize, swerTEA. I have maxed out my number of VIPs, and only VIPs can put links. So
The asteroid is depleted.
I got to figure out how to add more VIPs. So I get the time-based skill stuff, but what do skill points do? So skill points allow you to cut that time base. So skill points apply directly to skills and train them immediately. So for instance, let me bring up one here. So here is my skill points. So here I've got this corporation management. It says it's going to take 2 days at my current training level. So we actually look at this. No, I can't do it on one that I'm actually training. Yeah, so it says here it's 632,000 skill points is what it is. So I have 10,000 that I got from my air stuff either yesterday or today. I can apply that to it, and that'll take away that roughly, I think, 6 hours. I think is what 10,000 things. So yeah, so that's where you get, and you can save those up and apply them all at once, or you also get them from different things. So they give out 15,000 skill points every week on the New Eden store. So you can get those. You get them from the air stuff. You can get them from. We just had the Crimson Harvest. They gave away skill points on that. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can get them, and so with those, that's how that works. And you can apply those just directly to those skills, so you don't have to spend the time training them. So I got CPU power and cap to 5 as my first informed decision after messing up my skills. Yep. When I found the problem you're having. Yep. Yeah, and that's always a good idea, is to train those up early, because that'll save you on a lot of fittings. Because like you said, when people do recommend fittings, they're recommending fittings with those skills at max. And so, because yeah, otherwise it's, there are modules that will help you get more CPU. There's modules that will help you get more cap. There's modules that will help you get more power, but they take up slots. And if it's one that gives you power, it's probably using CPU. And if it's one that's giving you CPU, it's probably using power. So it's a trade-off. And so, but after that, skilling into the ships and modules. Yep. That's usually the way it works. Is you find a ship that you want to use, and then you figure out what skills you want to do with it. So for instance, this is a mining barge. So if you go to show info, there's a requirements tab, and this will tell you all the skills you need to be able to fly this. And so I have them all. If you don't have them, it'll tell you here, it's either at the top or at the bottom, what the total time frame is that you would need to train those skills. And so that, of course, doesn't take into account any skill points. So if you had skill points, you can cut that time drastically. And you can also buy skill points from the New Eden store or from the market. You can also get implants, skill implants that would give you a specific skill. Those are very expensive. All right, what am I looking at? So Plague is done. Oh, Score Dice done. Yeah, we're almost done with everything. Oh, excuse me. Maybe I should take a nap. Yeah, it's a really sophisticated game. It does take a little bit of time to kind of line it all up, but it looks like I am at 4 for each of those. Okay, so that's good. So that's a good start. Yep. You can get packages that just happen to have skill points with it. Yep. Yeah, so when you go out to the New Eden store, a lot of times they'll have some kind of deals going on. So if you go out here, you should have 15. There should be a free one. I just got my free one for the 15, and so where you get 15,000 skill points just for free every week. And so you just got to make sure to come out here and get them. But yeah, you can buy some of these others. This Apprentice bundle will give you 250,000 skill points and a Cerebral Bruce accelerator for 280 plex, which is a little expensive, but yeah, you can kind of get into some of these. And so, but yeah, a bunch of skins. So I usually only come to the New Eden store for the free stuff, but you can see like this Prodigy bundle. Here's a Novice bundle, which is going to give 500,000 skill points, so which would allow you to train some key skills. So, all right, compress, or it fills me up. When you simulate, you can actually see what skills you're. Yep. Yeah, when you simulate, you can also see that, like swerTEA said, you can see what skills you're missing for it as well. So, which allows you to then go get those skills and train them before you have to worry about it. I think that's about it.
The asteroid is depleted.
So I look at Eve like a sandbox game. Yep. They're also on the cash store out of game. Yep. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. But yes, when you're outside the game, you can actually go into the cash store and buy them for cash rather than Plex. I might have to call up this one tonight and staying up late last night. No problem, Kickin'. That works for me, too. So, thanks. My English is very bad. Sorry, I'm rushing you. I am American, so I apologize to you. So, but yes, no problem with your English. You're good. We will figure it out. So, all are welcome. So, thanks again for the follow.
The asteroid is depleted.
All right, that's the last one. So no problem, Kicking. We'll call it a night. Let me compress Craig in here. Make sure I got everything compressed. All right. And what I'll do is I'll hang out to make sure you get out of here with the Orca. So yeah, I think he meant to say from Russia. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm actually right in the center of America. I'm in the Kansas City region, which is right dead smack in the center of the United States. Smallville, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're familiar with Superman, you know, he was from Kansas. I live in Kansas. Kansas City is a rare city where half of Kansas City is in Missouri, the state of Missouri, half of Kansas City is in the state of Kansas. I'm on the Kansas side, so Smallville. Thanks, damikovac. Smallville. Yeah, that always makes me think of Superman. So he's from Kansas, Smallville, Kansas. Which wasn't that close to Kansas City, so all right. Thanks again, Kicking. Hey, let me know how much let me know how much fuel I owe you. So yeah, so there you go. Caviar actually speaks Russian, so that's even better. I do not speak Russian, unfortunately. A little bit of German. Actually, I think I read a little bit of German. It was Google Translate. See, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I remember. My wife and I, one of the times we went to the Philippines, we actually stopped in Japan and stayed for a couple weeks in Japan because she had a sister living there, and they don't speak any English. The Japanese refuse to. And I remember we were were trying to get more towels for our room, and I could not communicate that. And she has a nephew that's actually part Japanese, which is why the family stays there. And so we had to call him, and he actually talked to him and got us more towels, and it was great. But that's what somebody said. Why don't you just use your phone? You talk into your phone, and then it'll speak whatever language. And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. You know, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff. So. All right, so got him picking this up. So yeah, Kickin', let me know how much I owe you for the fuel.
Warp drive active.
You sure? I mean, that's why I got it here, is for that. So just don't be throwing your hand up at the camera and say, one people, one land, one leader. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's liable to get you in trouble. Yeah. We got enough of that name being thrown around already. I don't need them calling me that too. So, all right. Well, thanks, Kickin'. I appreciate it. I always try to at least cover the fuel, so.
Docking request accepted.
But thanks again. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, Wolf, if you're still around, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my alt. Let me log off Falstaff here. Yep, excellent.
Connecting.
So this is one of my alts. He's doing missions. He's not as sophisticated as my main, but he's doing missions for a specific corporation in order to try and get his status up with them to get a better research agent. And so here, if I do start conversation, it shows you right here which faction it is. And if you click on that, it brings it up, and it shows here that that is the blah, blah, blah. It's, I think, Sasha's. Garistas. So, yeah. You think I'd recognize them by now. But, yeah, so that's Garista Pirates. I don't know why it doesn't say that. Why it doesn't. But it actually does say in here. So, but, yeah, so that's where... But that alt has more spell point than the first alt. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that. I think this guy's one of the lower ones, but maybe not. Yeah. But yeah, so in the case of this, that's what I'm talking about there. When you're doing the security ones, you want to make sure to click on that and see what faction it is. If it says Garistas or Minmatar or Amar, you probably don't want to do it. And then you can decline them. So here, when you scroll down, actually, I think it's, nope, there it is. Declining a mission for this particular agent once every 4 hours may result in the loss of standing. So you can decline one once every 4 hours. And so yeah. So in the case of this, if it did say like, you know, Galente, which is what most likely what it would say, I could decline it and then ask for another mission. And that one, actually, let me go ahead and do it. So if I decline it, it says, okay, no problem, because it's only once every 4 hours. Now when I request, it says here, so now it's showing this one is actually Minmatar. So I definitely don't want to do this one, because that would give me a negative status with them, because you're probably going to have to kill somebody. And so in this case, they're telling you this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But here you see declining a mission from this agent within the next 3 hours and 59 minutes. So will cause a loss in standing. So with this one, I'll wait, and after 4 hours, I'll decline this one and then get another one, which will hopefully be, something with pirates. So yeah, I figured it would too. So my first alt has over 8 million SP with almost 600k bank. That's good. Wow. I never bank that much. I always use it instead of banking it. But so does that make sense? Wolf. So yeah, that's where it is when it says here. It gives you the objective, tells you where, and it gives you this. Now there are some where it doesn't give you anything there. And then I try to read through it to see if it tells me anything, you know, and then sometimes it's just kind of a crapshoot at that point. Because I've had some where it says, I'm trying to think of a good one, but you know, beat the blockade or you know, stop the blockade or break the blockade, and you go there and it turns out it is another faction ships, and I got to blow them up. So yeah, at that point, you know, I've already accepted it. I'm already kind of involved, so I go ahead and do it, which is probably why I have a negative status. So this guy's got a really negative status with Gallente. Yeah, negative 229, which is way low. Minmatar's negative 5, negative 0.5, so that's not too bad. But the Amar and the Caldari are good. So yeah, so this guy actually has research agents that are in Gallente space, and I can't access them anymore because my Gallente status has gone down so low. And so I'm actually waiting for him to get a chance at the Sisters of Eve epic arc so that I can raise his status with them. So, but no, glad that helped explain it. So yeah, like I said, it's a lot easier to show you than it is to try and explain where it is on that darn mission screen, because it's like, geez. But and like I said, it is super small. So, but if you click on it, it'll bring up and tell you. So, which is funny because it doesn't say, it just says faction information. You actually got to read down here to see what it says. So, but yeah, that's definitely one I don't want to do. And like, yeah, kind of like Caviar said, that would definitely happen since I canceled the one that was Pirates, which I would have done, but that's fine. I wasn't planning on doing any missions with him tonight anyway, so. But yeah, so that's kind of where that comes in. The nice thing, and this is another little trick that will help you out. And you don't have any alts, so you have to have 2 accounts for this to work. But here with the air missions, everybody has the same air missions, okay? So this one where you earn 50 points for any corporation, sometimes it'll be listed in there multiple times, which is great. You need to do 2 of these each day to get these little I guess, pizza slices, you know. And once you get it all the way up to here, you get, you know, 225,000 skill points, which is well worth it, okay? And so, but you got to do that 12 days in a month. And so you got to do that in a month. And there's other ones here. So this one's giving you, these ever marks, which I've never spent on anything. This one's giving Skinner stuff if you like to make skins and stuff. This one's actually giving you money and plex, 8 million and 5 plex. And then this one gives you the skill one. So you need to do that 12 days in a row where you've got to get 2 of these. If you have 2 accounts, I can actually corp up with my other account. So Craig and this guy is my alt that's on the other account. I can fleet up with him and then do this one, and we will both get the 50 points. And so as long as the mission's worth at least 100 points, it'll give 50 to each. So you really don't have to do it once to get the thing. Now, the time that it's only profitable is when there's multiple in there. And so like today, there's only 1. So you need to get 2. So that means I still got to do one other one, which is kind of a pain. Now, a lot of missions, you end up destroying at least 25 people anyway, 25 ships. So usually these tie together. But if I fleeted my other account, he would get the 50 points, but he wouldn't get the destroy because he wasn't out there actually shooting them. So from that perspective, it kind of doesn't work the same way. But the one that gives the LP is a real easy one to kind of double dip. So, but yeah, I used to run every mission that killed a MAR NPC on my main for RP reasons. It used to be -6 with a MAR. Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly. Every time you go and they say, yeah, this is your last visit. We don't like criminals here. Yeah. Like, yeah. I never wanted that to happen. So that was where I kind of did that one. So, and actually, so this is an excellent one. So this is This is an RP agent, a research agent, R&D they call it. And so this is one that would give me data cores. So if I show info here, this is telling you. So electronic engineering and rocket science level 1. You have to have those skills at that level or above in order to be able to get the data cores from this guy. But this guy would probably, since he's a level 1, he probably wouldn't give you very much. Probably about 5 a day. Now, the one thing that's really nice about these agents, so here, let me show you this. You go to the industry tab. On the industry tab, there's a research tab on the industry tab. So here's my research ones. And as you can see, I've got thousands stored up. But here's what I'm getting. So here's a level 2. I'm getting 34 a day, 21 a day. That's a level 2. So I don't know what's going on. I must have a lower skill in nuclear physics. And then these ones are like 50 a day. But what happens is even if you go to an alpha status, you still continue to get these points. And if, for instance, you take a sabbatical for 5, 6, 7 years, the points keep accumulating. So they're kind of nice to kind of have in there because, you just got to build them up once. So if I had an escalation that took me to Mars space, I was sharing the location with my alt. Yep. Yeah, because otherwise you start getting shot at. So, but yeah, that's where these research agents come in. Now, what happens now is everybody just goes out and they do the scanning stuff where they scan down the cosmic signatures and do the data sites that come from that, and you get data cores from that. But you get them, 5 or 10 at most. I guess if you do the higher ones, you might get more. But yeah, I've never gotten enough to actually, keep my invention needs going. So I have a ton of data cores on my main. My main does all my industry, and these guys I actually use. So one of the other reasons for an alt is for planetary industry. So you can mine things off of planets, and so that's what this guy's doing. So you mine these things, and then you use them to build into other components, and then those components are used either to sell, make money, or they're used in building the tier 2 ships and some of the tier 3 ships and modules and things of that nature. So in the case of this, you can only have 6 of these per character with max skills, and you pretty much always need more than that. And so especially in high sec, the planets have very low mineral content, so you're really not getting much. If you go into wormhole space or nullsec space, the planets are much higher in mineral content. You can get a lot more, but of course it's a lot more dangerous. So, but yeah, in the case of these, so I have 6 on this guy. I've got 6 on my main. I've got 6 on my other alt. So that way I can kind of farm those as well. So there's another reason to have alts, is to kind of expand your possibilities with the planetary industry. And so, but yeah, it's always interesting. They all have, so this one, because this one's on the same account with Falstaff, he's not able to train anything. I did actually pay for a second training queue for several months, but then I got tired of paying for it. So, because you can pay for a second training queue, so you can train them both, but I don't want to say they're expensive, but they're not too bad. So I need to skill up RL to chase base. So there you go. So I hear shooting. Where am I getting shooting? Oh, Kragan's out here. Kragan's still out here in the belt, because I brought him out here to farm this stuff. So, and now they're shooting at him. They're really not doing any damage, though. No. So that's kind of silly. Hammerheads keep missing. What's up with that? There we go. Oh, you guys aren't seeing it. Sorry. I heard the I heard the in the background, since I'm multi-boxing, I heard the shooting, and I'm like, I'm in a station. What's being shot at? Didn't realize Kragan was still out in the belt. So sorry. I think one thing I missed. She said I should be doing 2 daily goals for at least 12 days out of the month to get the lot benefit. Yes. So you need to do 2 per day. And each one of those, every time you do 2, you'll get 10,000 skill points. So that'll give you 120,000 skill points for the 12 days. And at the end of the 12 days, you'll get the ultimate goal, which is 225,000 skill points. So between doing them for 12 days, you'll get 120, and then you'll also get the 220. So you end up with almost 400,000 skill points. And so it's really a good one. So. But yeah, the problem is some days are easier than others. Like I said, when they have wrong one. When they have something that doubles up. So like today, if you scan 5 signatures, you'll get 2 because there's 2 of those in there. All right, scanning 5 signatures takes a while. So now, like this guy, he mined. So maybe I'll go do a delivery mission, and then I'll get the second one, and he'll get his. But yeah, so he has destroyed 2, which he just destroyed just now. So yeah, and that's just belt rats. So I'm not gonna find that many in a belt. So, but yeah, so I could scan 5 signatures. I don't need to scan 10. By scanning 5, I will get both of these, and that would give me the 2, which would give me the 10,000 skill points. And so that's one way to get it. So almost every day, at least one of these will double up. And so that's what I usually try to shoot for, is figure out which one's doubled up and do that. And if it's one where I can fleet them together and do it so that I only have to do it once and give it to multiple characters, that's awesome. And so... But it doesn't always work out that way every day. Like today is a bad one, so... But actually, the scanning 5, I could probably do that. That's not a bad one. Scanning's pretty fun once you get used to it. So let's bring you guys back in, and let's salvage these guys since we're already here. I have done some of those. Those are ones where you need a team of 5 normally, and yeah, and they usually require special fits. So, but sometimes you'll actually get somebody that'll help you out with that, and those work out pretty good. They're very profitable. So one night, one of my viewers invited me to do one with them, and it was a mining one. And so all you had to have was a Venture, which is it's a mining frigate. But you sat there and you mined this asteroid, and he was the 5th one. So he had 4 of us mining. He was the 5th one, and he was making sure that the heavy-duty rats that were attacking us were not able to kill us. So he kept recharging our shields and everything. And that was it was interesting, but I think it cycled like every 10 minutes, and every 10 minutes I think we got 10 million for doing. Everybody that was there got 10 million. So it was very profitable, but it did require having a special group to kind of do it. So, but yeah. Yeah, you can go. So there is, and you can't see my chat window. I've got that blocked, but there is a group. There is a chat group called Homefront Runners. If you go to that, you can kind of click on the plus sign in your chat window, and you can open up Homefront Runners is the name of it. They advertise in there when they're looking for people for a group, but a lot of times they're expecting you to know what to do, and so. But yeah, you can probably get somebody there to take you under their wing, show you what you need, and kind of do those. But there's also, I think, in here, there's one called Fleet Up, And so these ones, here's an Abyssal Dead Space one. I have never trusted these, so I really can't say for sure if these are legitimate or not. These ones always kind of made me feel like this was kind of luring you into a trap. But yeah, this one says they're doing Abyssal Dead Space. Here they're resource harvesting. This one says miscellaneous, which is very vague. But yeah, you can actually click on them and you can request to join, and that'll send them a message. And then they'll contact you and probably invite you to a fleet. And so, but yeah, here's an Abyssal Dead Space. Here's another Abyssal Dead Space. So that might be a way to get started with those. Sometimes they'll have home front ones in here as well. But like I said, I've never really figured out if they can be trusted or not. So Ventures can launch 3 drones. Yep. Yeah, I think it's 3. Two. Yeah, like Blue-Gray said, 2. So 4 Ventures is 8 drones. Yep. Yeah, see, in the case of that, we never launched our drones right because you couldn't kill the rats. And I guess what they told me was if you kill the rats, they just come back. So it was better just to tank them. And then that way, because you only had 10 minutes to mine the asteroid. I think it was 10 minutes. So you only had 10 minutes to mine the asteroid. And then after that, if you mined enough, it gave you the 10 million. If you didn't get nothing. And so that's why I said it was better just to tank them. And so no, the 5th guy was actually, he was just recharging our shields. And so yeah, he was remote boosting our shields to keep us from getting blown up. And so he was in a special fit to boost our shields and stuff. So, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. So, because I had never done anything like that. But like I said, it was one of the more profitable nights I've had in Eve. Was because we probably did 10 of them in, the court, little over an hour and a half. And yeah, it was. But like I said, he had the ships, he had all the fittings, he had it all set up. But yeah, no, he was actually boosting us. So, are the combat anomalies any good? I have never done one, but I have been told by people that I trust that they are very good. And they're fun and profitable. They do require special fits. But we can definitely find you one of those. I've had people send me several. So. All right, Bigglesworth. Thanks for being here, bud. I appreciate it. Get some sleep. Give that wife of yours a hug for me. So it wasn't a MOA. It was something else. But yes, it was kind of they were doing remote shield repair and something else in order to keep us from getting blown up. So whoever the rats were targeting, they would remote repair them and to keep us from getting blown up because you only had to do it for 10 minutes. But yeah, it was one of the special types of home front. So I can't really say for sure which one it was, to be honest. I don't remember.
Warp drive active.
I think actually if I go out here, there is a home front. If I go to agencies, encounters, home front operations, suspicious signal, emergency aid. I think that was it. Metaliminal meteoroid, I think was the one that it was. An asteroid containing ore needed for the war effort has appeared in our territory. We need to harvest it before it returns to abyssal dead space. Rogue drones are known to swarm them. And that's what it was. Rogue drones were attacking us. And that's what I kind of said was, well, why don't we just kill them? And he said, if you kill them, they just respawn. He said, so it's better to tank them rather than kill them. So, how do you get higher difficulties for combat anomalies? So, there are different levels, and that's really just a matter of kind of luck. Because what you do is you scan those down. So the combat anomalies you can scan down. And when you scan them down, let me see if I can find one. Let me drop this stuff off. I don't know if I'll actually have one here. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. Falstaff never actually came. Oh no, Falstaff logged off. That's why. Oh, idiot. I tell you, sometimes it's a wonder I can even get out of bed. So let's switch back over here to Rage. So yeah, so in this one, let me go ahead and undock. When you're scanning, and of course this system probably won't have any just because I'm trying to show you, but you're going to click on this one down here, Access Scanners and Probes, and you want to do the probe scanner. This one, so it actually shows it's got one cosmic signature. So what you do is you actually use a probe scanner, which I don't have on this ship. Use a probe scanner to scan this signal down, which is kind of fun. You know, it's kind of a method that you go through to scan it down. And I'll actually see if I have one. I might have one here. If I have one here, I'll go ahead and scan it down. It's probably another one of those. It's easier to show. But yeah, you scan it down, and when you scan it down, it'll tell you what level it is. And so it could be a level 1 through 5. Normally, based on the fact that I'm in high sec, it'll probably be a 1 or a 2. But, and that's if it's a combat site. It could be a data site. It could be a wormhole. It could be a number of things. But you don't know until you actually scan it down. So, I don't, yeah. Oh, wait, this is him. This is Kragan. I don't want that. So who am I on? Oh, so I'm actually on. You guys are looking at the wrong one. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, so in the Matins, there's only one to scan down. Let me see. Well, here, let's stop that. Stop. Yes, so here's a scanning ship. So let's do this. So yeah, so this is a scanning ship. Yes. So combat sites, yes. When you warp the ones you warp to, they'll by their name is how you know what level they are. So, and I've never actually figured that out. So, but here, for instance, if you right click anywhere in space, you can go to anomalies. So there's a Garista Den. This stellar fleet deployment is a special site, but these Den ones would be ones that are just regular combat sites. And so yeah, there's Den, like Caviar said. There's Refuge. And so yeah, so Eve University, that's a good one. Yep, Eve University will tell you which ones are higher levels. So in the case of scanning, which is what I was going to show, so there's 2 signatures here. So when you're in this one, it also shows you those ones as well, which are the anomalies. So, and actually you hover over them, it gives you a little bit more information, not much. But here, I'm actually, hold on, I don't like to scan while I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to fly to a planet. You don't have to. But I'm going to fly to a planet just so I'm out of the way. So, what's up, streamdrb? Dens can have cruisers and up, okay. So yeah, what I may do is I may get my combat ship out and go take out those dens. But there's 10 people in this system, so more than likely somebody's in there doing them already. So, but so here I just warped out to one of these planets. So now I'll go ahead and open this back up again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch my probes. And so you just use your probes to scan down these signatures. So actually one of the signatures disappeared while we were talking. So that means somebody found it and took care of it. And so you can see when you select it, it actually shows you how big the red circle is. So you need to have your scanner probes covering more. And you just hit analyze, and then you'll gradually get it down. You need to get it to 100%. And so Helios is one of my favorites. So getting the pleasure to check you out. Well, I appreciate that, streamdrb. So yeah, what happened here is it actually formed a mirror, which is always a pain in the rear end. So you got to scan them both down to see which one is the actual real one. So it's all 3D. So the right click and move will slide it horizontally. Left click and move will pivot it on an axis. So of course I scanned the wrong one because that's not it. So now we switch it down here. And yeah, this will pivot it on an axis so you can. You want to try and get your probe centered on the position as much as you can. So yes, it always is. And when I did mine, I couldn't tell which one was furthest away. So, but yeah, somebody else had told me that, and that's worked out great. So yeah, so this one, once you get to 25%, this shows you that it's a wormhole. It'll show you what type it is. So it's going to be a wormhole, it's going to be a data site, it's going to be a combat site, it's going to be a relic site. I'm trying to think what else there is. There's a couple others. Could be a mining site. So, and so yeah, you just keep kind of working it down until you get it to 100%. So streamdrb, no, this is not a new setup. We have a new viewer that's new to Eve, and we're trying to give him some tips. So you just kind of keep narrowing it down until you get it to 100. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. No, they're actually, I've had those, I don't know, 3 or 4 months now. Actually paid somebody to make those for me. So yeah, but thank you, I appreciate that. So yeah, so now we've scanned it down to 100. So now I'm going to go ahead and warp to it.
Warp drive active.
And it'll show us what type of wormhole it is. So I'm not going to go into it because it's wormholes are dangerous. So, but no, yeah, thanks again, streamdrb. Yeah, I'm real pleased with them. I ended up hiring a graphic artist to make them. So yeah, so it's an R493, R943. Man, that was horrible. You can actually do show info and it'll tell you what it is. So it's unstable deep space. So probably going to wormhole space. It shows that it's beginning to decay but won't last another day. So that means it's fairly fresh. So it's got about somewhere between 4 and 12 hours that it's left before it disappears. And so, but yeah, that's a whole nother part of Eve. So can be high sec to high sec connection also. Yeah, this one I don't think is, but yes, it usually when it is a high sec to high sec, it'll tell you it's high sec. So but yeah, so now I'm not going to go in there. I suppose we could go in. I can always get right back out. So I found faction relic sites in a C4 the other day. Excellent. Yeah, that's very profitable. So yeah, wormhole space can be very profitable, but it is very dangerous. If somebody is using it as their home, they will take you coming in there as a quote unquote assault. And wormhole space is completely lawless, so they can do whatever they want. You can't do nothing about it. So here it shows what system it is, and as you can see, it's a -10 system. So this one shows 162. If I do the same thing here and say show info, it's going to tell you that this wormhole leads to high security space. So, which is where we just came from, which was high sec. So this one shows that it is a cataclysmic variable effect, class 2. So, but if we actually do this, you'll see it's got a whole bunch of signatures. So it's got a combat site, there's a combat site, there's another combat site, there's a ore site, there's a couple more combat sites, a Couple more combat sites. So yeah, so there's a ton of signatures there. So yeah, that would be definitely take you all day. We can also bring up my direction scanner. So here we don't see anything in there. So it doesn't look like, I don't see anybody's structure. So it doesn't look like anybody's using this as a home. So it could be safe to kind of mention. Do you mind if I promote the stream in some Discords? That's fine. So cargo hold expanders on Explorer ship. Yeah. I think I had it on there because I ran out of space one day when I was picking up data cores. So. But this is a very old fit. So this one's from probably 10 years ago. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this wormhole. Go back out to high sec. But that's one that could have been profitable. It had a huge number of signatures. So that's one, and it didn't look like anybody's living in there. But if anybody came in, they can scan you down and find you. And since it's lawless, they usually kind of take you out. So here's another way you can kind of see that. Here's the different colors for the different security statuses for the systems. So I'm going to go ahead and dock again. Yeah, there was only one here, right? Yep, only one here. So maybe what we'll do is I'll go out and do one of these combat sites. Yeah, exactly.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, in wormhole space, it's very risky. So, can be very profitable, but very risky. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch to one of my, after my 2 seconds has elapsed, I'm going to go ahead and switch to one of my combat ships and jump out here. Serpent Power, what's up, buddy? So, Wolf, this is one of the guys I was talking about. When you're ready to learn PvP, he's an excellent teacher. Excellent teacher. I should have checked to see if I was repaired, but that's all right. We're just going to do combat site. Oh, I'm not repaired. Of course not. Why would I be repaired? All right, so let's go anomaly. Let's try the first one.
Warp drive active.
So I'm going to jump out here and do one of these combat sites because if I kill 25, then I'll get my 2 for this guy, which would be nice. I probably won't get 25 in one site. Maybe. But not likely, So you automatically claim those, and I'll show you here in a second. Since these are Garista dens, these are pirate faction sites. So hopefully somebody's not already in there. There's only 4 people in the system now, so probably not, but we'll see. Sometimes I'm very unlucky. And somebody's already working the site. If somebody's already working it, I leave it to them. I don't mess with it. Some people will jump into a site you're already in and start killing your stuff, and so. But yeah, you'll see it takes, I think it's 20 minutes. So the time frame is 20 minutes. So when I kill these guys, so I'm in Kulin, which has a negative setup. So I can only do half of my targets. So I can only do 4 targets. This ship does way more than 4 targets. Well, obviously it does 8 since it's giving me 50% target. But that's a real pain. Because since I can only do 4, it causes problems. So I've got to constantly redo them, and it takes forever for the targets to solidify. So, like there, somebody's jamming me. So who's jamming me? Pithy Despoiler and the Pithy Saboteur. So I'm gonna. This is one of those hardeners we were talking about. So this is tanking me for kinetic. I'm gonna go ahead and set those up. So the saboteurs I can target. Oh, another raid. Serpent Power. I didn't realize you were raiding. Thanks for that. Alright, so we got these guys going. Now they're targeting my drones, which is never friendly. So I'm tanking my armor. I've got a multi and I've got kinetic. And then I'm using an armor repairer to keep it from getting too low. I can only have 4 targets at a time, so. Which is kind of a pain. There we go. That's one they were fighting when I got jammed, so. They're targeting my drones again. I tell you. So yeah, Serpent Power, thanks for the raid. I didn't realize that's what you were up to. Kind of surprised me. It's kind of a juggling act. Making sure I don't run out of cap. And my armor doesn't get too low. Alright, so this is going to take care of these guys. So, tallyngraybeardy, appreciate you being here. Serpent Power, as always. So, I didn't see you asked about the raid, so sorry about that. Completely missed that. Completely missed that. So, tallyngraybeardy, thanks for the follow. Oh, I guess I should probably shoot with my guns as well, huh? So... There's another one. Oh my lord. So I may actually get 25 from this one, because it's respawning a ton of them. Come on. Spawned another one. Another 3. Takes forever to target them, so. Well, Serpent Power, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. I apologize that I missed that. You know I always love your raids, though, so. So there's my air goals. So I got the air goals from that. I'll show you in a second what that gives you. So since that one was doubled up, I was able to get it. So now I've got these. I've saved one of them. Saved the location. Turn this off. Reload this. I'm going to go dock. And I'm going to come back and salvage these. But here, if we look here at the air goals, since I've got these two, now I've got, so each one of them gives you 500,000 ISK, 500 of these ever marks, which I don't know what they're worth. I've never spent them on anything. And then if you get 2 per day, it gives you 10,000 skill points. So I'm going to go ahead and claim those. And then if you look here, it shows I got another mark. So now I'm 4 days in. I only need 8 more days to get the top prize. So let me go ahead and dock, and I'll switch over to my salvage ship. So I was just running a Grease to Den one to give a demo to a new player. So one of my viewers is new to Eve, so we're giving them some pointers. So, but yeah, it was a Grease to Den site here in. There's another one here as well, but yeah, it was just a Grease to Den site. So, and as you saw there, Wolf, it had roughly about 25, so that actually got my air goal. Since it had 25, I was able to just do that one site and get both of those goals, since that one's doubled up for today. So that got me what I needed to get today's for this guy. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to double it up with anything with fleeting or anything like that, like we talked about before, but it did get that. And then you'll see it hasn't given me. Here's my daily goal. It hasn't given me the bounty prizes yet. Or maybe it did. Hold on. No, that was from yesterday. That was from several days ago. So today's the 7th by Eve time. Still the 6th where I am. No, it's the 7th now. But yeah, so it'll show us here in a second. It'll actually pop up here and show what it gave me. I think it takes 20 minutes. But it will pop up and show you what you got, and it'll show up in your wallet as well how much you got for the bounties. So since those were all pirates, I'll get something for killing all of those. So each one's worth something. They add it all together, but I think it only gives it to you once every 20 minutes. So no, it gives it to you, like I said. I think it's like a 20-minute thing. So everything you kill in a 20-minute time frame, it gives it to you all at once. And so you'll see it. I'll say something. It makes a distinct sound, and so it'll pop it up here. and I'll point it out to you then, and you can also go to your wallet at that time and see it. So here's the one that I just saved. So I'm going to fly back out there. So
Active.
because the site is gone, if we look out here in anomalies, that site's gone because I completed it. But since I saved one of the wrecks, I can go back out to it. I'm the only one who can find it because you can't scan down wrecks or anything. So, and the wrecks usually last for about 2 hours. So as long as you get out there sometime in 2 hour period, they'll still be there. I've got this one configured, as I said, with the 5. This is 5 salvagers and 2 tractor beams. And so I'll show you how I work this one. This one's a real easy setup. I think the salvager skills are kind of probably the key ones there. It doesn't work as well as the Noctis, but I haven't built a Noctis for this guy yet. Oh, I'm still in Kulin, so I can only do 4 targets, so which is kind of a pain. But the salvagers work on a 5,000 range, so I'll go ahead and scan those, and then I'll use the tractor beams to bring these guys into the 5,000 range so that I can do them. This one's actually got loot, so I'll bring it in. You got to bring it into at least 2,500 in order to get the loot off of it. So, and then normally what I do, so this guy, I'm going to go ahead and salvage him. And then this one I'm going to loot. And then go ahead and salvage it. And then because I'm already got them tractored up, I'm going to go ahead and fly towards this one. Pick up 2 more. And then I'll go ahead and tractor this one and tractor this one and fly towards this one. So these don't have any loot, so at 5,000 I can go ahead and just salvage them. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten anything from any of them yet, so which happens sometimes. There's one. Yeah, most of them aren't giving anything, so. These salvagers are pretty cap intensive, so that one I'm running 2 at a time to try and speed up the process, but that's also using way more cap than I really need to, so that's kind of a pain. But so here eventually I may run out of cap. With my main, with his skills, I don't run out of cap using a catalyst like this. He uses a Noctis now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, in the case of that, he never ran out. But these guys don't have the same skills, so they run out a little quicker. And so that's where we were telling you about the cap skills and all those engineering skills. You want to try and train those up as early as possible because they make a huge difference. So I'm going to loot this one because it's actually got loot in it, but it's only metal scrap, so that was completely worthless. Well, that one's got a little thing in there. Oop. That one had a couple things, so that's not too bad. But yeah, all that stuff can be reprocessed, which will give you minerals. So can target only 4, should have 4 tractors and 4 salvagers. Yeah, it's because of the system I'm in. Normally I can target more, and so that's why I usually have more salvagers. But yeah, this system has a negative anomaly because of the trigger here. And so yeah, so that's where that's coming in. So But yeah, I'm planning to switch this guy to a Noctis. I just haven't got it built yet for him, so. Because once I discovered the Noctis, there was no reason to keep using the Catalyst anymore. The Noctis is way better. Way better. I just haven't got it. I just haven't got one built for him yet, so. But that's definitely on my list. I got a lot of things on the list, though. My main is actually using a Noctis now, and I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. Especially with T2 tractor beams. Oh, that's incredible. Then I can target out to 80 kilometers. That's just fantastic. So there's the 303,000 is what I got for the rats. That's what just popped up there. And here it shows you bounty prizes. 303,000 is what I got for the rats. And I just added them all together. And so. Now, like I said, when you're doing the level 4 missions, there's a lot more rats. Some of them are battleships. So you get a lot more for them. This was a level 2 mission. Or actually, this was just a regular combat site. So level 2 missions give around the same. So. But yeah, these are tier 1 tractor beams, so they'll only go out to 20 kilometers. So anything within 20 kilometers I can pull in. The tier 2 tractor beams, which you need quite a few more skills for, they'll go out to 80 kilometers, which is really nice. So I'm actually going to head off for now. Got to get some sleep for work, but you have a huge help and really appreciate it. No problem, Wolf. Have a great night. Sleep well. And I appreciate you stopping by. So let me clear this bookmark. Because otherwise I'll wonder where it came from. So, yep, you have a good night as well. And feel free to stop by anytime. So I'm going to go here and dock up. Thanks for the follow. That'll let you know when I stream, so it'll send you an email when I stream, so that way you'll know when I'm streaming. So that makes it a lot easier. But like I said, it's normally Sunday, Monday nights, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. I'm not going to stream tomorrow night because I've got something going on. But those are my normal nights to stream. 9:30 Central Time, U.S. to about 12:30. So, yep, Wolf. Thanks for stopping by. So. Yeah, I finally built the mobile tractor, and I have yet to use it. It's like I went to all the trouble to build it, and I have yet to use it. Well, it won't fit on this catalyst, so might fit on the mirror. I'll have to check. I don't think it'll fit on the mirror either, though. This guy flies smaller ships because he doesn't have the skills, so. But yeah, I finally did build one, and then I haven't done anything with it, so it's kind of a strange one there. So, but yeah, I finally built the mobile tractor, and I have yet to use it. It's like I went to all the trouble to build it, and I have yet to use it. Well, it won't fit on this catalyst, so I don't think it'll fit on the mirror either, though. This guy flies smaller ships because he doesn't have the skills, so. But yeah, I finally did build one, and then I haven't done anything with it, so it's kind of a strange one there. So. But yeah, so what I do normally with this stuff, so I'll save these Garista tags, but this other stuff, so the metal scraps and these ones I would usually reprocess. Actually, the dual 150, I'll probably keep that one. And so I would usually reprocess them. The problem is this guy doesn't have the skills. He's only going to get 30%, so I'm not going to bother with him. So, but yeah, I'll send him over to my main and then have him reprocess them if I end up doing that. So that's another way to make money or get minerals. So I often use a Synesis as a mini Noctis. Oh, I never thought about that. I'd have to check that one out. Thanks for the suggestion. So Serpent Power, sorry, I actually didn't give you a shout out because I was trying to keep from not getting killed. So thanks again for the raid. I appreciate it. That was awesome. Especially since you surprised me with it, even though you asked me. So you have a Russian space station. I have a Russian space station. Yeah. Mir. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a Myrmidon. I shorten it to Mir. I try to shorten everything. So yeah, but yes, the Mir was a Russian space station. So yeah, I guess it could work out that way. It's a mobile. So, but with that, I think I'm actually going to call it a night since it is 12:30. So let's see who we're going to raid. Since Serpent Power was awesome enough to send us something, let's see what we got out here. So swerTEA's back out there. It looks like King Fats is out there. King Fats raided me earlier this week, so I'm going to go ahead and raid him. So yeah, so appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I apologize. I will not be streaming tomorrow night. It is normally one of my nights to stream. But I have a camping trip this weekend, so I'm having to switch my date night. It's normally on Friday with my wife to Thursday night. So you will be very unpopular if you shorten a garden gnome. There you go. Yeah, that probably would not make me very popular at all. So yes. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching. And I will be back. I may do a RimWorld stream this weekend. So watch out for that. But I will definitely be back on Sunday night with eveonline. And we'll see you guys then, if not before. So thanks again. And yep. Thanks Serpent Power. Thanks Marverick. Thanks Damovic. Talongraybeard. Appreciate you guys. Caviar Liberta, thanks again. And what was I gonna say? Oh, enjoy Fats. Is it Fats? Big Fats? King Fats. Yeah, he raided me the other day, so I want to pay him back for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid him. So all right, excellent. So thanks again, and I will see you guys Sunday night, if not before. So take care. Thanks again. Thanks, Marverick. Yeah, hopefully we don't get rained on in this camping trip, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have some relaxation where my phone doesn't ring. So, all right, I appreciate it, bud. Thanks. And keep me posted.